What if the United States and Russia slid from tension into open war? Let's follow the map, not the headlines, and see how it could unfold. And why almost everyone loses unless it stops early. It would likely start with pressure rather than tanks, coordinated cyber attacks that switch off parts of the grid, GPS spoofing that confuses aircraft and ships, and jamming that blinds satellites. Money moves next. Markets swing, payments slow, and logistics snarl. The effect is felt at once: blackouts, broken supply chains, and a sudden chill in confidence. If that doesn't change behavior, conventional sparks appear where geography funnels forces together. On land, attention turns to the Baltic states, Poland, and the narrow Suwałki Gap, one of Europe's most fragile connectors. Missiles look for air bases, and air defenses try to swat them down. Ports, rail lines, and choke points matter because they decide how fast help moves. At sea, the Guyuk Gap, Greenland, Iceland, and the UK becomes a gate. Close it, and resupplying Europe slows. Farther north, ice routes and long-range radar sites shape what either side can see or hide. In the Black Sea, ports and fuel depots become pressure valves that raise or lower the tempo of the fight. The air war is fast and punishing. Stealth aircraft hunt defenses. Defenses hunt everything. Above them, space gets contested. Some satellites are dazzled, jammed, or worse. Lose the support from space, and precision becomes guesswork, which makes every strike riskier and every miss more dangerous. As losses grow, leaders try to control escalation. They draw red lines: no deep strikes into national heartlands, no attacks on nuclear command and control, and they compare two clocks. One is battlefield time, which moves in hours. The other is political time, driven by public fear, alliance unity, and domestic survival, which can move even faster. Crossing the nuclear threshold is still unthinkable, but history warns us to think about it anyway. The nuclear triad, submarines, land-based missiles, and bombers, exist to deter that step. If nuclear use happened, it would most likely be a small warhead against a military target. But physics does not care about strategy. Blast, heat, radiation, and fallout don't stop at neat edges, and the fog thickens after the first use. Misreadings multiply, and escalation can outrun intentions in minutes. Meanwhile, the world feels the shock. Energy prices jump, fertilizer and grain flows tighten, and shipping routes bend around risk. Refugee movements surge. Cyber spillover knocks hospitals and utilities in countries that never joined the fight. Insurers pull back, and trade rewires itself on the fly. The timeline is brutal. In hours, cyber and missiles set the tone. In days, air and sea battles play out and space support degrades. In weeks, industrial capacity decides who can replace missiles, drones, and shells. In months, economies strain and politics waver. The longer it lasts, the higher the chance of a catastrophic mistake. So what actually deters this? Clarity. Clear red lines, reliable hotlines, and realistic war games that practice off-ramps, not just victories. Hardened infrastructure, grids, hospitals, and data centers, so one attack doesn't become a systemic collapse. And honest public expectations about what restraint looks like. Here's the reality check. A US-Russia war would be global systems colliding. Energy, finance, food, space, and information. The first week would be decided by readiness, the rest by restraint. In a nuclear-armed confrontation, victory means surviving without crossing the line. If that sounds unsatisfying, good. War should not sound tidy. The smartest move is the oldest one. Don't climb the ladder.